Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Thank you, Chinggis. Thank you very much. How are you? The topic is English, as it always is. So if you ask a question, then I will answer the questions. I'm pretty good. I can't complain. All right, we are here. I'm ready to begin. So, if you have questions, then you should ask me because that's what I'm here for. My name is Teacher Mark. I am a teacher. This is my job. So, maybe you want to ask me about reading, writing, listening, speaking, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, shadowing, confidence, public speaking, speech writing, academic writing, business English. What do you want to ask me about? Don't ask me, how can I be good in English? That's the only question that I don't answer, for sure. Other questions I might answer. But if you just say, how can I be good in English? I don't answer that one. Speech writing, you have an exam next week. So what's your question then? You have to tell me something. I can't teach speech writing, but I can. If you have a problem with it, then ask me and I'll tell you what I think you should do. Okay? The structure of it. Okay, Sidra, do you know how to write an outline? Do you know how to write an outline? Are you good at writing outlines? You need to be good at outlining to write a good speech. Outlining is organizing language. Okay, that's what outlining is. So you need to learn how to outline. Okay, let me give you a website that teaches you that. I know I have at least one. So, if I'm writing a speech, here's what I will do. The first thing I will do, Sidra, is I will brainstorm. Brainstorming means you just write anything that's in your head, just put it down on a piece of paper. And I don't care where you put it down, right? So when I write my brainstorm, I just think words. Like I'll think, okay, maybe I'm writing about pizza. Okay, my topic is pizza. So I'll write on a piece of paper, I'll write the word food, and I'll write the word delicious, and I'll write the word Italian, and I'll write the word cheese and pepperoni, and I'll write the word dough. And those are all random words that I'm just associating, right? I'm just trying to think of anything I can think of that has to do with this topic. Okay, I'm just writing down words. Then I will look at that big, crazy group of words, and then I'll try to start connecting them. Like, oh, okay, this one can go together with this one, right? Cheese and pepperoni are ingredients, they're toppings, so those can go together. Let's put a circle and a line to make those connect, right? And, if I say, popular, right? It's popular and it's Italian. Let's say maybe those two go together. I don't know. But you're just connecting things. Then you take those things that you connected and you think which one is the most important, which one is the least important, and which one is the most important. And you write those down in an outline, starting with number one is usually your main topic, your main theory, right? That's usually what I'll start with, is number one is my main theory. And then I'll start to use letter A, letter B, letter C to give my ideas, to give my argument, to give my theory, to give my evidence. And you organize it. And then when I have a speech, I will have note cards. Just note cards, a few note cards that only have my outline notes on them. Then I can use my outline notes to remind myself, this is point one. You have to talk about point one. Okay, point one is pizza is popular. So talk about pizza being popular. And point two is pizza is delicious, so talk about pizza being delicious. And point three is pizza comes from Italy, so talk about that, right? You have an organization structure. So it starts with writing, okay? And I didn't give you the outline link yet. Here's the link. Wait a minute. Nope. Yeah, here is a website that will show you how to outline. Okay? All right, let's see. Next question is... the topic is English. If you've got a question, then ask me. Sometimes I answer questions that are not about English. Hello, Shatsi. Can I recommend some links to improve your writing and reading? Duvan, have you been to my website yet? Wonder why there's 0 viewers over there. My website, Duvan, if you go to my website, it's right here. Let me show it to you. This is my website. Okay, and on my website, if you go up to the top here in the corner, you can click on resources. Now, you have to subscribe first, but you don't have to pay anything. It's just an email. You just have to give me your email, then you can go to resources. And if you click on resources, look, reading, writing, listening, speaking, IELTS, TOEFL, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. All of these are links that you can use to study those topics, right? So you said you want to work on what again? Where was it? Writing and reading, right? So here's writing and here's reading. So click on writing, Oh, sorry. Click on writing. And here's the Purdue University Online Writing Lab. That's a very popular website that almost every American college kid uses to help them with their writing assignments. Okay? English Club writing resources, Write and Improve, free writing practice tool, right? Look, these are all writing links to help you. Okay? They're all on my website. Okay? All right, next question. How to learn near future. What do you mean by near future? Adam, you mean like I'm going to the store? That kind of a thing? Present continuous? Is that what you mean? You like my coffee cup? Yeah, you can't fix stupid. That's right. It's always important to remember that when you're a teacher. Teachers try to fix everybody. Adam, I keep asking you, Adam, when you say near future, Adam, do you mean present continuous tense? Going to? Are you talking about I'm going to the store soon? Is that what you're talking about? No, then I don't know what you're talking about. Make it more clear so I can answer. Okay, and you have to fix everyone as your guest? You mean it's my job? Your spelling is weak. How can you improve? There was a... I just told somebody about an app. What is that app again? Let me think about it. Hold on. So there's this one. I always forget about this one. There's one called the Khan Academy. Okay, if you've never tried Khan Academy is amazing. It's a free website that teaches you almost anything. Choose a subject and they have lessons for it. Okay, so you should go to Khan Academy and check out Khan Academy. And the rest of you, hey, this is my room and this is an English class. So in my room, you must speak English. All right? If you are not here to speak English, then please, I'm sorry, you're in the wrong place. Okay? And I generally don't accept alpha males in my classroom. There are no alpha males allowed here because alpha males are sad. Okay, so there's another thing I was going to tell you about spelling. For spelling, where is that app? Okay, you can try these. These are mostly for kids. But they're, you can use them for adults too. So there's this one here, and there's this one here. Games to learn English.com. Okay? All right. Next question. You mean future. Adam, you want to know about the future tense. So there are a bunch of future tenses. Wait a minute. I think I have a good place for you to go. Let's go here. Wait a minute. Look at this. This is games2learnenglish.com. This is the website I was just telling you about. Okay? And if you go here and you click review, look, next week she is going to have her photo taken, and you can even listen to it.
Next week, she's going to have her photo taken.
Okay? And down here, they have this, you can take away the text, right? So you can take this away if you want to practice without knowing what it is, right? So these are like flashcards, all right? So this is about times, right? How next week she is going to have her photo taken. Okay? On Thursday, she is going to give a presentation. Tomorrow afternoon, she is going to take a bath. In January, he's going to call his grandma. Okay, so this is just reviewing, right? This is just reviewing. Then after you review, you can go back and then press start. And look, it plays a
she's
game.
going to play the violin.
So it says tomorrow she's going to play the violin. Violin goes to tomorrow.
Next
month she's going to build a robot. Robot next month.
Next week
She's going to have her photo taken. Photo taken next week.
In 2 years, she's going to graduate from college.
It's free. That's right. Yes. Games2learnenglish.com. Look, there are so many games. This one is this game right
In
here.
2 weeks, he is going to plant a tree.
Okay. Or no, I'm sorry. Wrong one. No, don't go to that list. This one. Okay, so that's that. Now, look, I want to show you. It has, look at how many games it has. All about English. All about English. All of these games are about English. And yes, it even has one about, where is it? Wait. Perfect tense. There's perfect tense right here. Okay, but I'm going to teach you perfect tense because I saw a bunch of people asking about past perfect. So, pay attention. If you want to know the difference between simple past and past perfect, listen to me, okay? There are 3 that you need to know. There is simple past, past perfect, and present perfect. Now, what does perfect mean? Perfect. The first thing you must understand is, what does perfect mean? What is perfect? Those 3 people have heard me before. So, perfect has two meanings, and this is why people get confused. Perfect, the more common meaning of perfect is really good. If I say, wow, that's perfect, that's so perfect, that's good, that's great, it's wonderful, that's one meaning. But that's not the meaning that we're talking about in grammar. In grammar, the meaning of perfect is finished, completed. So we're talking about things that are finished, they're completed, they're over, they're done. Okay? Anything that's talking about perfect is talking about something that's already finished. All right? So, for example, if I say, I played soccer yesterday. I played soccer yesterday. Soccer and played, both of those, I'm sorry, yesterday and played, both of those are past tense. Past tense, simple past. Okay? Then, if I say, I had played 3 times on that field. I had played. So now I'm saying something in the past, but it's also something that's current, right? So you're talking about something that started in the past and finished in the past is basically what it means, right? So here's the present now. Here's something you started in the past, and here's something you finished in the past. All right? Then there's present perfect, which present perfect is talking about things that you just recently finished. Have you eaten? Yes, I have eaten. Okay? I have eaten. All right? So I had, present perfect, I'm sorry, past perfect, I had, present perfect, I have. Okay? That's the best I can do. All right? Okay, next question. You're a big fan of my teaching style. Can I tell you how to improve your pronunciation skills? Did you go to my website and go to my links about pronunciation? Did you do that yet? You should do that. But Abhishek, the other thing I told everybody is that when you're learning a new language, you should exaggerate. Exaggerate the motions of the language. If you do that, you will speak clearly. Now, how can you exaggerate? Watch me, all right? I'm going to say something on the microphone, but I'm going to turn the microphone off so you can't hear me, but you can see me. So tell me what I said. You got it. Now, if I didn't exaggerate my mouth, you wouldn't know. If I say it like this, watch, I'll say happy birthday again, but I'll say it with a small mouth. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Do you see the difference? Happy birthday. Oh, Peter, it is your birthday. Well, happy birthday to you. 生日快乐. All right, so that's my point, is if you want to improve your language for pronunciation, you must exaggerate. Okay? All right, let me go back. Is Harry Potter a good book? I have never read them. My students have read them, but I personally have never finished any of them. I've read parts of them because of my students, but myself, I've never read them. But they are good books. Of course they are. They're very popular. That's why they're popular. They're good for a lot of reasons. Sure, they're good. It made more sense when you put it this way. It was an aha moment. I'm glad. Yeah, you have to think about like markers in time, right? Like this is the present, then there's something that happens in the past, but it finished also in the past before the present, right? You have to just imagine those time markers. They help you understand the tenses a lot easier if you think about like a timeline, okay? The meaning of pulpit. A pulpit is usually like something that you stand on to give a speech, right? Let me take a look at something. It's a raised platform for giving a speech, and it used to be in a church, right? The church pulpit was where the priest or the preacher would stand to give the speech to the church, right? To give the sermon to the church. So the pulpit is usually the word we use when we're talking about something you're standing on to give a speech, but it also has a figurative meaning sometimes. Okay, next question. Sushi, why are you sad today? How can you be my student? Well, you can be my student two ways. One, you can pay me. And two, you can come here Monday through Friday and take notes and study like it's a classroom. Okay? Treat this like a free class, and you can come here and listen and study. Okay? It's not like a podium. No, a podium is something you stand in front of, right? So a podium is in front of you, but a pulpit is under you, okay? How much? Well, for one lesson, it's $20 for 30 minutes or $40 for an hour. But if you buy a package of lessons, then there's a discount for buying a package. You can go to my website. If you want lessons, go to my website and you can sign up and buy lessons and schedule them and pay for them right there. Okay. You mix between fiction and nonfiction. Well, you should read both. It's good to read both fiction and nonfiction, of course. As mentioned in the below reply or in the reply below. Reply below would be more common, but below reply would be okay also. I'd have to think about explaining how or why, but as mentioned in the below reply would be okay. As mentioned in the reply below would also be okay. All right? Can I explain present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous? Well, I already did, but I'll try to do it again very quickly. So, present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous. Don't say perfect. Forget about the word perfect. Never say the word perfect again when you're talking about grammar. Okay? Change that word and say the word completed instead. So, past completed continuous or past completed, right? Present completed, past completed. When I say present completed, what do you think that means? If I say this tense is present completed, then what's it about? No, don't say perfect. Say completed. It means it's finished. Yeah, it's recently finished. So present completed means present now, so recently, finished, completed. It's finished just recently. That's what present completed is. So I have eaten. If you say I have eaten, that doesn't mean last week. Everybody knows that means recently. Okay, I have eaten. Okay? But maybe you go to your favorite restaurant. Your favorite restaurant is this one restaurant, but then they closed. Your favorite restaurant closed, right? So your favorite restaurant is not there anymore. So somebody will ask you, how many times had you eaten there? How many times had you eaten there? Then they say, had you eaten? Because you can't eat there anymore. They're closed. They're closed now. So then you're telling them, how many times did you eat there when they were open? So that means it happened in the past and finished in the past. How many times had you eaten there? I had eaten there 5 times. That's in the past, finished in the past, past completed. Okay? Boys, do I need to stop to yell at the children? Are you going to be men or are you going to be children? Because this is a class for adults. So if you're here as an adult, great. If you're not, go away. I don't have time for children. Okay, Muhammad? If you're playing, this is not the place to play. Go play someplace else. All right? And don't call me bro. I'm not your bro. I don't know you, Muhammad. So you should call me okay, sir, okay, my friend, okay, teacher. But don't call me bro, because I didn't ask you to call me bro, and I don't know you. All right? That's better. I have been on this app for 12 years. This is my job. I am a teacher. So when I'm here, I am serious. If you are not, do you understand me? Okay? Thank you. Okay, now if you have more questions about English, you can ask me your questions about English, and you can even raise your hand and come on stage, and I will talk to you. Okay? But you must have a question. You must have a question. So once again, my name is Teacher Mark. I have been on Hello Talk for more than 12 years. I have been live streaming here for more than 5 years. This is my YouTube channel. This is my website. And this is my blog. I have over 88,000 followers here on Hello Talk. And I'm here Monday through Friday, usually around this time, teaching for adults, not for children. Well, actually, I do teach children, but only mature children. So if you're mature, you can be here. If you are not, you cannot. All right. Let's see. What's the next question? Future perfect. You want to know about future perfect tense? Okay, hold on. Let's see here. So this is a little bit weird because when you talk about future, it's things that haven't happened yet, right? Things that have not happened yet. So imagine you're taking a vacation, all right? You're taking a vacation and let me think of a good way to say this. Wait 1 minute. If you take a vacation and you drive for, let's say you drive for 10 hours. America's big, so sometimes we drive for 10 hours, really. And if you drive for 10 hours and maybe you stop every hour or every 2 hours, something like that, you stop and take a break, okay? So if I say, how many times will we have stopped? We will have stopped 4 times by the time we get there. We will have stopped 4 times. So that means in the future, something will be completed before a certain point. Okay? So it's something that has not happened yet, but it will happen in the future, and it will be completed before this other point. Before you get there. Before you get to California, you will have stopped 4 times. Okay? Can you understand? Okay. Please be patient. I will try to get to the next question. What's the most effective mistake you recognize that students usually do without their awareness? Samira, there are a bunch of websites that are really good that show the most common mistakes in English. And those are really good to study because that's what not only natives and non-natives, but natives, we also make these mistakes, right? So if you just do a search for most common English grammar mistakes. Now, let's say spoken English grammar mistakes, because you can have spoken or written, right? Okay, so here is a website for here's 20 grammar mistakes that almost everyone makes. Start with that. Okay? Okay, next question. What do they mean by fiction and nonfiction? Fiction is not real. Nonfiction is real. I know that's confusing. It sounds strange. Like, why do they do it that way? There is a reason why. Where is it? So the word fiction originally means to pretend, to feign or pretend. Feign is a word that means pretend. Okay, so basically, fiction is pretending. It's fake. Okay, so try to remember the word fiction and the word fake. Fake, fiction, both F. Okay? And non-fiction, non means not. So, not fake. Real. Understand? Okay, let's see. Have I ever read The Lottery by Shirley Jackson? No, I have not. I have not. She has lived. She has lived in Berlin ever since she married. Doesn't mean completed. You're right, but in that case, you're saying ever since she married. So the married is the completed part, right? So has lived is completed for that amount of time. Understand? So for the amount of time between when she got married and then that's completed. That is completed in that amount of time. Larry, do you understand? And when do we use have been? Have been is for present, present perfect continuous, right? So you're talking about things that started in the past, but they're still happening, right? So I have been waiting for 2 hours. I'm still waiting, but I've been waiting in the past for 2 hours, and I'm still waiting, okay? Use the words perfect, accurate, enough, sufficient, appropriate, and proper. You know them, but you don't know how to use them. Okay, so perfect, as we just explained earlier, perfect has two meanings. One meaning of perfect in English is just great. It's good. It's perfect. It's wonderful. I think that you did a good job. It's perfect. This is exactly what I want. It's perfect. Okay? So perfect can mean excellent, but in grammar, it has a different meaning, okay? But accurate, to be accurate means close to the exact. So, for example, if I say, is that 1001 or 1002? That would be an exact number. It's not about 1000. If I say it's about 1000, that's not accurate. That's not accurate, right? It's about. But if I say, oh, it's 1001 pencils, that's an accurate number, okay? So accurate means very, very close to or exactly the thing, okay? The original meaning of the word accurate means with care. So an accurate number is a number that you found with care. You were careful to find the right number. It's accurate. All right? Enough means there's an amount that you need, and you have that much or more. So, do we have enough milk to make some cookies? Do we have enough eggs to make some cookies? Do we have enough? Oh, we need 3, we have 4. So yes, we have enough. We have more than what we need. That's enough. Okay? It's at least as much or more than we need. That's enough. Okay? Sufficient means it's as much as you need. So it's not a lot more than you need. It's just barely enough. So if I say, you did your work sufficiently, that doesn't mean I'm really happy. It doesn't mean you did a great job. It doesn't mean that you did more than you needed to. You finished the job and you did it, and it's okay, fine. It's sufficient. All right. So sufficient means you finished it, but just barely. Like you just got it. You did everything that was required, but no more. That's sufficient. That's a better reason or better answer. You did everything that was required, but not any more than that. That's sufficient, right? Appropriate is about, is this the right thing for this place? All right? So if I say, I'm going to dinner at a very fancy restaurant, but I decide to wear a swimsuit and a t-shirt, my clothes are not appropriate for that environment, for that restaurant. My clothes are not appropriate. So appropriate is usually like proper for that environment, fitting for that environment, or acceptable within the rules. Okay? And then proper is more like acceptable within the rules. It's like this is proper, and improper is about behavior. Okay? So it's kind of like manners. All right? If you do something the proper way, you did it the way it's supposed to be done. If you did it improperly, you did it not the way it's supposed to be done. All right? All right. If I'm listening to some person that use some words I don't know, should I doubt my English? No, Rishab, because I still find words that I don't know, and I'm an English teacher, and I have a great vocabulary, but there are a lot of words in English. It's not uncommon, okay? It's a great way to learn new words. If someone says a word that you don't know, just say, I'm sorry, what does that mean? What does that mean? What is that? Just ask, okay? Do you, are you, have you? I am confused. Let me think about how to answer this. Wait a minute. It is a little bit tricky to explain these in English for a Chinese learner, because most of those in Chinese, do you, are you, have you, 就是你有, right? But in English, it's a little bit different. Do you have any money? Do you have time? Do you like this place? Do you want some food? Do you need any help? So do you is like你要不要? 你要吗? Okay? Something like that. Are you? That's 你是不是? Okay? Have you is depends on what you're saying. Have you gone? 就是你去还是还没去? Right? It's like 你还没去那个美国嘛? Right? Something like that, right? Have you been to America? Right? Have you eaten? Have you seen this movie? Have you? Okay? So it depends. The have you one is a little bit trickier to explain. Okay? Oh, please be patient. I'm trying to answer all these questions, but it's a lot of questions. Okay, next question is about what? So talking about ellipsis. The ellipsis ... I use them a lot, but I use them in a way that you shouldn't. ... is usually used, the ellipsis, when you want to say something that you want to hang, like really big, right? It's something that's a very, a long pause, right? A trailing thought or a long pause, okay? Or it could be when you want to use some of a quote, right? Like maybe you're trying to say a quote that's a very famous quote, but it's a very long quote. So you don't want to write the whole thing. So you write the first 3 or 4 words that everybody knows, then you put ... Everybody knows that you're saying the whole quote. but it's famous. Everybody knows it. So you don't need to write it. Okay, so that's what ellipses are used for. I believe that's correct. You have a problem. You understand English and you can read it well, but you struggle with speaking and writing. Ichrak. So Ichrak says, I struggle with reading and writing, but I can speak and listen well. But you didn't mention the other kind of language. You talked about reading and writing and listening and speaking, but you didn't talk about thinking. And that tells me that you don't know how to think in English, and that's why you have trouble. You must learn how to think in English. Okay? All right, please be patient. There are too many comments. I'm trying to catch up, but there are too many comments, so please be patient. Wow, too many comments. Why is the subjunctive be used instead of was in the sentence below, and what would change if was were used? Why are you asking me that? Is that one of your homework questions? That sounds like a homework or a test question. Thank you very much, photographer. Why is inversion used in the sentence below instead of a normal conditional structure, and how would the meaning of or emphasis change? Well, I'm still waiting for the sentence. Oh, that is the sentence? I am confused. Power? I'm trying to understand what you're asking me. But I don't see... Okay, power, I don't know what you're asking me. To be honest with you, I don't know what you're asking me. Why is the inversion used in the sentence below? What sentence? This one? Explain why each form is used? That's basic, man. Explain it. There's nothing difficult about that sentence. Why are you questioning it? That's my question. Why are you questioning something that doesn't need to be questioned? It just says explain it in the sentence below and identify it. That's not weird. I'm still confused. Yeah, Alyssa's got the right one. Alyssa speaks Chinese better than I do because Alyssa's Chinese. Ask her. Let's see. Can I use have or has been instead of be verbs like I am, is, or are to show location or state of noun or pronoun? Dude, why do you guys talk about English like this? Why do you talk about English like this? That is not how you should talk about language. Honestly, are you learning English or are you learning math? Or philosophy, because that's not language and that's not English. You guys are thinking about math. This is language, not math. Why are you doing math? You guys are asking questions that are so bizarre. I mean, it's like, wait a minute. Now I'm wondering, are you asking this because you're trying to... Power? Power. What are you doing, Power? I don't think you're asking questions. I think you're challenging my authority. Are you challenging my authority? Because these don't seem like questions. These seem like, I want to ask him something he doesn't know. Is that what's happening here? Okay, but honestly, you're not saying anything. How many distinct grammatical structures are there? Subjunctive, there are 622.5336129. That's how many complete distinct grammatical structures there are. That's math. Why are you doing math? All right, I'm going to go back to answering real questions. If you have a real question, ask me a real question. But I'm not answering these questions that are, ask ChatGPT. Go bother ChatGPT with that math. I'm not interested in math. And Waleed, you think too much about what other people think. You are carrying a chip on your shoulder. I'm going to teach you this English phrase. There's an English idiom called a chip on your shoulder. A chip on your shoulder means that you walk around with a little block right here on your shoulder. And you walk around to everybody and you say, I dare you to knock it off. I dare you. I dare you to knock it off. It's like you're looking for a fight, man. You're looking for people who are... You're carrying something inside you that's making you look outside and think everybody's looking at me. Everybody's talking about me. Guess what, man? Here's one piece of wisdom that I can give you that's very true. 9 out of 10 times when you think somebody is thinking about you, they're not. 9 out of 10 times when you think somebody is thinking about you, they are not. It's all in your head. So let it go. Stop living somebody else's life and start living your own. Because when you think about everybody else all the time, you're not living your life. You're living their life. All right? So forget about everybody else, man. Focus on you. You don't need to own him, man. The way you own him is by not caring. That's how you own him. Walk away. Be bigger. Don't care. That's child stuff. Okay? All right. Next question. Man, I'm running out of breath. You find that even seasoned experts, no, man, Power. What you find is that you are not doing English. That's what you find. You're doing grammar. You're doing mathematical grammar, and that's what you're doing. It's like nitpicking, okay? So do I know the answer to these questions? Yes, I do. But I'm not going to answer them because you're not looking for education. You're looking for qualification. You're trying to find out, do I know what I'm talking about? And I do. But I'm not a god, I'm a guide. Teachers are not gods, they're guides. So I don't know everything, and I'm not here to prove myself to you or anyone else. All right? So, if you are here to ask me a real question that you have real questions about, please ask me, because I do want to help you. But I am not here to prove myself to anyone. I have been teaching longer than you have been living. okay? How old are you? I have been teaching since 1994. I've been teaching English since 2009. So, here's what I will tell you, Power. For 17 years old, at 17 years old, if you understand the grammar of those questions and those things that well, that's amazing. That's great. That's wonderful. However, Power, guess what? That's not English. That's not language. Language is about communication and expression. It's not about minutia or about pedantry. Do you know those two words? Minutia and pedantry? To be a pedant means to look for every little tiny little problem that you can, try to correct. No, that's not right. No, that's not right. No, that's not quite right. That's a pedant. Okay? So, again, if you have a real question, I would love to answer it. But I am not here to prove myself. Although I am relatively young, I have guided many students, and I approach these complex grammatical issues seriously, even if they challenge. Okay, great, wonderful. So, wonderful. So what are you here for? That's my question. Then why are you here? No. Why are you here in my classroom? If you already know all the answers, then why are you here? If I have nothing to teach you, then why are you here? Let me teach you a phrase. You must empty your cup before you can fill it. Go think about those words and come back to me. You must empty your cup before you can fill it. Okay, next question. Real questions for real people who really want help. How can I measure progress when improvement becomes invisible? Cengiz, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't. Cengiz, I always tell people this is like when you're walking for a long time. Okay? When you walk for a long time, let's say I walk in the desert, right? I'm walking in the desert. When you start walking in the desert, you can't see where you came from anymore, and you can't see where you're going anymore. But are you making progress? If you're moving forward, then yes. But you don't know you're making progress because you can't see it. It's too big of a distance. It's hard to feel, but it is happening. All right? How can you think in English? You can read my article about it. Okay? Here's my article about how to think in English. Right, Reza. That's exactly kind of my point. If you are here to simply study and learn, great, then you're in the right place because that's why everybody else is here. But you should ask the right questions. You should ask questions that are things you really want to know about, not just things that you want to prove yourself on. Oh, power. Okay, so I don't need to help you then, I suppose. Okay, can we all clap? Can we all give some applause because somebody needs some applause? Nadia, what's based on my experience, what makes someone a good student and shows that they are on the right path to learning another language? Nadia, what makes somebody a good student is showing that you have a serious curiosity for learning. So good students ask good questions because good students are trying to think about what's wrong. The good students are always trying to understand what's wrong. So they ask a lot of questions, but they're the right questions. They're small, they're detailed, they're finite questions. But if you ask me a question like, how can I be good at English? That means that you're not curious. That means that you're kind of a lazy thinker. You're asking the most broad question you could possibly ask. That tells me a lot about your thinking process. Okay? All right, what's the difference between have you ever been here and have you been here before? Nothing, Dana. Chabado de Isu. No, Waleed, it's not survival of the fittest. It's the survival of the most mature. Okay, man? We left survival of the fittest 2,000 years ago. Things are not survival of the fittest anymore. It's survival of the most mature. Okay, man? So don't be a boy, be a man. Waleed, men don't spend time thinking about, oh, I wonder what words I could say that would really make them feel bad. Men don't do that. Boys do that. Make a choice, Waleed. Are you a man or are you a boy? Men do not spend time thinking about, how can I say some words that'll really make him feel bad? Men don't do that. Okay? You need to create your YouTube channel, but you don't have any confidence in English. Miriam, just start. Just start. There is no standard on YouTube or anywhere on social media. Anybody can do anything, and lots of people are doing lots of stuff that's really stupid. So don't be afraid. Do anything that you're going to do, and it's fine. Okay? You told us to look up the origin of English words when studying them, but how should I do that with idioms? Well, Anna, many, many, many idioms also have origin stories. Almost all of them. Not, well, okay. That's maybe stretching it. Many, many, many idioms have an interesting story about where they come from. And it's easy to remember if you just learn the story. Okay? So, all you need to do is do a search online for that idiom and the origin, okay? There is also a website that has... There's a website I recommend sometimes. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. It's not great, but it's fine. It's called theidioms.com. theidioms.com, and on theidioms.com, I'll show it for you. I'll show it to you. On theidioms.com, what? Now they have ads? What? Stupid. Welcome to America, where everything is an advertisement. Okay, here it is. So on this website, they have a big list of idioms here. You can look at them from A to Z, right? Like this, where you can just search for, like A. Let's go to A, right? At home, all's well that ends well, hang on every word, are you nuts, right? So some of these are idioms, some of these are phrases, some of these are sayings, okay? And they also do give, when you click on them, like, let's click on this one. Origin and history. Look, see? It actually tells you the origin and history here. Get rid of this. It says right here, a proverb, all's well that ends well, expresses the belief that the final outcome is what truly matters. Once the end is satisfactory, earlier difficulties lose importance. So they're just telling you, where does it come from, right? So this is another good website just to learn some idioms, all right, and some past stories, etymology, okay? Let's see. It's your birthday, Flavia. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Flavia. Thank you, Reza. Ali, I can't send a notification personally to 88,000 people, but if you follow me, you'll get a notification. All right? Oh, if I could travel to any point in history and have a conversation with one person, who would it be and what would I ask them? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I would go back and ask Marcus Aurelius if he ever does really get upset and angry, and I'm pretty sure he does. And I would go back and I would ask Socrates why ethos should ever be more important than logos. It should never be more important than logos, but I would have that argument. I would go back and talk to Richard Feynman, and I would ask him more about his teaching and learning techniques and learning methods, because I think I've found most of the same things that he stumbled upon. I found them myself in my own teaching career. It would be interesting to talk to him about it. I would love to talk to Einstein about music, because Einstein said that he was really more a musician than he was a physicist, and he loved music, and if he was going to be a different career, he would be a musician. So I'd love to talk to him about that. I would go back and talk to Shakespeare. I think I would have too many questions for Shakespeare, though. I would have so many questions about his plays and the things he wrote and how he really felt about some of them. Okay, next question. Life is only a constant fight if you make life a constant fight, Waleed. And that's what I'm trying to say. It looks like you're looking for a fight. And if you're looking for a fight, you're always going to find one. Waleed, if you're looking for a fight, you're always going to find one, man. All right? If humanity suddenly was able to remember every thought, feeling, experience of every, do I think society would change? Yeah, because you're basically saying infinite thought, infinite memory, which is basically being a god, and gods don't make mistakes because gods have learned over that much time. That's my opinion. All right. So if you had the ability to think and remember over that much time and never lose any of it, then you should reach increased wisdom with that. You should, but maybe not. Oh, Larry, did you have a question? I'm sorry, maybe I didn't see your question, Larry. Where was it? How do I study those? I thought you were asking Power. You're asking me about how I study those complex grammar issues. The truth is, I don't study those complex grammar issues because they never come up. One, they never come up. Okay, so they're not worth putting the time in. Two, this is very similar to music. In music, we have music theory. In music theory is math, okay? And it's very complicated. That's why Einstein loved it so much, all right? But there are some musicians in the community who they know all the music theory, but they can't make good music because they have missed the point. They are studying the math and not the music. They are not musicians, they're mathematicians. They're studying only the structure. But you can't, in English, we have a saying about jazz music. They say about jazz music, they say, talking about jazz is like dancing about architecture. You don't talk about jazz, you listen to it, you experience it. It's something to feel. It's not something to discuss mathematically. Same thing with language. Language is for expression. It's to make people feel something. It's to connect with them. It is not to discuss the finer points of grammar. Okay, so that's that. All right, next question. So, if I need to study something like this, if I did, all right, like let's say maybe a student asks me one of these questions, I'll go do a little research and prepare. I'll make sure that I have the right answer. The kinds of questions that you're asking, those are not the kinds of questions that most people can just answer like that, okay? That's why they asked. But I can answer it. I just need a minute to consider my answer. That's all. Any good teacher would do that. Okay? But also, I have about 70 different grammar books, right? Probably about a quarter of them are advanced grammar. But I never use them because it never comes up. It's just not that common. Okay? All right, next question. What does the idiom to throw a spanner in the works mean? A spanner is a bar. It's a piece of metal or a piece of wood. Okay? This is the same one as the word sabotage. It means sabotage. The word sabotage comes from the 18th century, 19th century, late 18th century, or late 1800s. God, I can't think today. Late 1800s, factory workers in Belgium and France, they were making shoes, wooden shoes, called sabot, S-A-B-O-T. And they didn't like the factory bosses. They worked the factories were very bad conditions to work under. So they would work very slowly. They worked very slowly to try to make the bosses angry, right? To make them less money, right? But there was a story that they used to throw the wooden shoe into the machinery, right? And that's also where we get the idea of throw the spanner in the works. The works means machinery, and a spanner was a piece of metal. So if you throw a piece of metal into the machinery, it's going to break. Okay? So it just means to do something that will break, that, will ruin everything. Okay, so like, let's say you're planning a party and you're planning a party, but then all of a sudden you find out that there's going to be a huge snowstorm coming or something, right? You could say, well, that really throws a spanner into the works. That just means that makes things more difficult. Okay? All right, next question. Is there any better way to improve from intermediate to advanced? No. Pitri, how long does it take to go from your house to the store? How long does it take to go from your house to the store? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You're into linguistics. That's not language, that's linguistics. I study that too. But Power, you're 17 and you're very talented, but you need to hear this. You're not learning English. You are learning math. You need to go back and make music with your language. Stop with the math. Start making music. You know enough already. You know enough about the math. Now you have to do something with it, man. Make notes on the page. Make music. Okay? Make music, man. Stop rage baiting me. Okay, next question. So, Petrie, I was trying to say, Petrie, that to go from your house to the store is not that far. So we know how long that takes, and we can feel it. To go from your house to the next city is a little bit further, but we can still feel the distance, so we know that we're making progress. But to go from one side of America to the other side of America, that's a long distance. And there are some times when you're driving when you feel like, man, this is taking forever. I feel like we're never going to get there. We're never going to get there. That's where you are right now, Petrie. You're making progress, but it's a long distance. So of course, it feels like you're not getting anywhere, but you are. Okay? Is the phrase "as so often" common? No, not that common, right? As so often is the case, blah, blah, blah. No, that's kind of formal. So I would say it's not that common. Definitely not anymore, right? But it's more formalized language that you might hear more elite, people talking like that, okay? What's the difference between drain, drainage, sewer, sewage, and sewerage and sewage? So drain and drainage. The drain is the hole. That's the hole in the floor. That's the hole in the sink is the drain. Okay. Drainage is the ability to drain. Does it have an ability to drain? Then it has drainage. So does this bathroom have good drainage, or not? Does it have drainage? Like Chinese bathrooms, there's a drain in the bathroom. American bathrooms, there's not usually a drain in the bathroom. Okay, there isn't usually. Sewer and sewage. Sewer is the drain in the street. Okay, so usually in America, those are on the side of the streets, right? On the very side where the water will go on the sides and go down into the sewer. Okay, but they also have these circular covers on the ground called manhole covers. Those also go down into the sewer, but that's not a sewer. That's a manhole cover, not a sewer. Okay, but it goes into the sewer system, which is the tunnels that are connected to the sewers. Okay, then sewage is the bad stuff that goes into the sewer. Okay, sewage, usually the word sewage is the word we use when we're talking about water that has human waste in it. Okay, pee pee poo poo. To speak finely about it, okay? And then let me check one more thing here. Sewerage is the entire structure of the sewers, but we don't usually say that. We usually say the sewer system. Okay? I've never heard the word sewerage used myself. Now, I'm sure it does get used. Maybe if you are a sewer systems specialist, then maybe you know that word and you use that word, the sewerage. But most of us, we just call it the sewers and the sewer system. Okay? Shaddy, if you have a question, maybe you can talk to me, but I don't just chat with people here. Okay. Power. I'm not here to prove myself to you, okay? But it sounds like you want me to. You ask a lot of questions that are a little bit challenging, but not in a way that seems genuine. Because you don't seem genuine. What inspired me to pursue this area of expertise? Let me ask you this, Power. You've only been here today, right? Today's your first day, right? I can tell it is. It's not my first day. I have been on this app for more than 12 years, Power. I've been live streaming here as a teacher for more than 5 years. With all due respect, Power, I think that you have dominated enough of this class's time. With all due respect. Okay? With all due respect, I think you need to listen more and speak less. Okay? You know a lot, but you're 17. Okay? All right, next question. I think that I need to just be done with this now. Power, come back and see me another time when you really want to learn, okay? I think I've given enough time to Power, so I have removed Power. Let's go back to answering people who really want to learn. Okay, let me go back and see, where did I finish here? How to make your amygdala calm and your inner critic? Well, your amygdala, that's the part of your brain that makes you like we call it the lizard brain, right? That's like the part of your brain that makes you think that there's people attacking you, or makes you paranoid, makes you think that people are, it's the part of your brain that is there because we used to have lions and tigers and bears attacking us all the time. But we don't have lions and tigers and bears attacking us all the time. But some people, their amygdala is a little bit too dominant in their brain. And if your amygdala is a little too dominant, then you see everything as a problem. You see everything as fear. You see everything as paranoia. So, the best way to calm your amygdala is to learn how wrong it is all the time. Your amygdala is only right about threat maybe 10% of the time. 10% of the time, your amygdala, the threat response goes off and says, this is a bad thing, and it's right. But the other 90% of the time, especially if you think you have a problem, it's probably not right. Okay? Now, your inner critic, that's slightly different. Your inner critic is just, I think it's good to have an inner critic that's strong. You shouldn't have a weak inner critic. If you have a weak inner critic, that's not good. A strong inner critic is good because it means you're always considering how you can be better. You're always considering if you're wrong. Okay? So, but you also need to remember that sometimes you need friends, because sometimes your inner critic is so critical about yourself that you're not really honest. But your friends can tell you, hey man, lighten up, you're doing great. Your friends will see that your inner critic is wrong, and your friends will tell you, hey man, your inner critic is wrong. So don't listen to it. I'm telling you, I'm your friend. You're doing great. All right? Maybe we care about grammar because we have to pass a test and they ask math. So Miss Ha, yeah, occasionally there are questions that are difficult grammar questions that I'm happy to try to discuss with you if you want to understand them for passing a test. I am totally happy to do that. But that's not what was happening earlier. What was happening earlier was just Power, who has tremendous English ability, clearly. I'm not completely convinced that they're from Afghanistan, but Power was just trying to dominate. Power was not here to learn. Power was here to challenge. Jaja, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what I said that what about mass? I'm sorry. I don't know what you said or what I said. Waleed, no, man. Waleed, being a man means not caring about the other people, man. You're thinking about everybody else too much. You just want to be a fighter. I don't have time to be a fighter, man. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. All right? I'm not a fighter. Don't want to be. Why would you want to be a fighter? What's the point? What's the point of looking for a fight? Don't. Spend your life doing better things. Okay? What types of questions can you ask? Thank you for asking that. That's a good question. Is it Evenel? You can ask me about English if you have questions about reading, writing, listening, speaking, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. Ask me, okay? I do answer questions all the time, all right? But you can also ask me other questions. You know, some people ask me about confidence. Some people ask me about pronunciation, or some people ask me about public speaking. Some people ask me about life. So you can ask me whatever. Basically, slap your wrong inner critic. Yeah, kind of. That's right. Waleed, you belong to a bunch of Facebook groups that are all about being a man, don't you? You belong to a bunch of those groups that are like the alpha male groups that are talking about how to be a real man, and they all have pictures of guys looking real cool, and they have pictures of guys smoking cigarettes, and they have pictures of guys with lots of money and cars and stuff like that. You belong to a bunch of those, don't you? Ah, see, I knew it. Man, all of those people on all those pages, they're all douchebags, man. You don't want to be a douchebag, do you? Don't be a douchebag, Waleed. Come on. All right? I'm anti-douchebag. None of those pages can offer you anything that has to do with really being a man. I promise you. Any page that says this is how you really be a man, I'm sure they don't know what they're talking about. You tried my tongue twister advice and it worked. Good. I'm glad. Good for you. Keanu Reeves is knocking on my door for saying I'm a fighter, I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover. Why is Keanu Reeves knocking on my door for saying that? Did he say that too? Do you know? That's a very famous phrase. It's much older than Keanu. If you're a lover, you've got to be a fighter. No, man. No. There are plenty of fights in this world that are worth fighting, Waleed. But you don't need to go looking for them. You'll find them. They'll come to you anyway. So you don't need to spend your life looking for them, and you don't need to spend your life thinking about how you're going to prepare yourself for them. You do need to spend your life making yourself a good human, because if you make yourself a good human, then there's one less douchebag in the world. That's how that works. The world is only bad because of the douchebags. But if you just make yourself somebody who's not one, then the world is better now. So that's how you win that fight. This is a fight that you win without fighting. You win by being a better person. I have many haters, teacher. Yeah, I guess so, Christian. Let's see. You're afraid to speak English. You understand more. So, Evenel, you need to practice thinking in English. Okay? You need to practice thinking in English. Oh, that's his quote? Oh, well, guess what? I promise you, do you know who Keanu Reeves really is? Guys, Keanu Reeves is an actor. You know that, right? He's an actor. And by the way, he's known in real life. In real life, he's like the nicest guy in the world. In real life, he doesn't fight at all. In real life, he's a puppy dog. In real life, Keanu Reeves, I promise you, he walks away from fights. He doesn't try to start fights for no reason. Now, he'll help somebody who needs help, I'm sure. But that's not... I didn't say you shouldn't help people. I said you shouldn't look for fights. You shouldn't spend your life looking for a fight. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Okay? Now, so, even L, I want you to go to this article. This article is an article I wrote about how to think in English. Read that article. If that article is difficult, you can go to ChatGPT and it will help you understand. Okay, you can ask ChatGPT, please help me understand this article. Okay? Okay, next question. If someone wants to be a teacher, escape out of here and open your live chat and find your own students. Anna, yeah, that's also what I think that Power was doing. Power was just here to poach. Poaching means to steal someone else's. Well, it means hunting on the wrong property. For speaking, how can you improve your English skills? I don't know, because what's the problem? What's the problem, Vinel? You said when you say you have a problem with speaking, what problem? What's your problem? Okay? Put it this way, guys. There will be so many opportunities in life for you to fight for real things that matter. There will be so many real opportunities in life to fight for real things that do matter, that you do not need to spend any time looking for other fights. There will be plenty of fights coming to you that are real, that you have to take a stand for. But if you wake up every day looking for a fight, you're gonna find one. That doesn't mean you're a hero. Okay, your level is B1, you want to be B2. Well, then push yourself. Are you pushing yourself, Yusuf? Are you reading B2? Are you doing B2 vocabulary? Are you studying B2 grammar? Are you listening to B2 speakers? If you want to be B2, then push yourself to B2 level. Okay? How can I try the rolling R? Ooh, Enola, I can't help you with that because I cannot roll my R. I'm not able to. I've always wanted to for Spanish, but I can't do it. I've tried my whole life. I've tried to roll my R's, and I just cannot get my tongue to do that. So I can't help you with that question. I'm sorry. Dilaram, you said you practice 5 words every day, but you can't use them. That's because you're practicing speaking, but you need to practice thinking. Practice thinking. Practice thinking. Practice thinking. Okay? If you can think it, you can say it. But if you can't think it, how can you say it? All right? All right. What should I do if my pronunciation is not accurate? It's okay if it's not accurate, if it's clear. So, if it's clear, then it's okay. The only problem is if it's not clear, right? So, if you say something and somebody looks at you like this, huh? Then that's a problem. Then maybe your pronunciation does need to be improved. But if they understand you, there's no problem. Okay? But you also need to find what is the problem with your pronunciation. So you're Chinese. Many Chinese people, they can't pronounce the TH, right? Many Chinese people, the R sound and the L sound are difficult for them, or they get them reversed. They say them in reverse. Many vowel sounds are difficult for Chinese people to do correctly because the vowels are very big and open, but Chinese language never uses a big open mouth. Okay, not really. How can you prevent procrastination? Look at me. Stop being a lazy bum. There. How can you stop procrastinating? That's how. Don't be a lazy bum. Just remember those words. Just remember that next time you want to procrastinate, don't be a lazy bum. Okay? Yes, I have YouTube channels right here. I also have a website. Here's my YouTube channel. No. Here's my YouTube channel. Here is my website. Here is my blog. Your teacher's pronunciation is not very accurate. I'm practicing my pronunciation now. Okay, that's common. That's common. Okay, come back here. And by the way, 我会说中文，所以我可以告诉你。Okay, if you don't understand what to do, I probably can tell you. Okay, 我可以教你。好的。That's right. It's important to remember that when you're a teacher. Okay, does anybody want to come talk to me? Have I scared everyone away? Did I scare you? Are you too afraid to talk to me now? Because I called you a lazy bum? Because I yell? I yell. I'm a yeller. Sometimes I yell. It's what I do. Passion. Marco. Marco wants to come talk to me. Let's talk to Marco. Hello, Marco.
Hey,
How are you? Ciao.
hello, hello, Mark. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. You're in Italy where?
Italy, Rome.
In Rome. Okay, awesome.
Yes, I'm
Awesome.
in Rome.
Great. And
Now in periphery.
what can I do for you today? How can I
Oh,
help you?
just talk. I'd like to see you one time. I had a little time to talk to you, so I'm curious about you. And you're a good teacher. You have a lot of passion, so I think we're similar in this. And I'd like to talk to you just to have an exchange.
Okay.
Can you see me? Can you
Yeah,
see me?
I can. Yeah. You're outside somewhere.
Okay. Yes, it's the swimming pool. My son is doing training
Doing a little
now. Two
shopping?
times a week he goes to the swimming pool.
Oh, he's at the swimming pool.
And
Oh, okay. That's cool.
yes,
All right.
it's a swimming pool. He's inside changing now. He's doing his lesson
Ah, okay.
in
All right. That's
5
cool.
minutes. He will start. He has
So
8 years.
Marco, so tell me, what is your biggest problem with English?
I don't speak that very much. I don't train my English. I'm
Okay.
always reading because I'm always studying in English
Okay.
in books,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really practice my English that much.
Okay.
Uh, just at work sometimes when tourists can, I don't know, but always the same questions, always the same words. So I don't have that big necessity to speak. But I'd like to improve my English so that I can, I don't know, travel and
Okay.
have discussions
So
and
Marco,
have
have
a,
you said
a better level.
you've watched me a bit, right? You've seen me a few times, right?
I see you every time I can,
Oh,
but I'm
okay,
always
great.
moving with my job. So when
Sure.
you start, I'm returning from my job, so I take the subway in the center of Rome and to move
So
south
Marco,
of the city.
do you know what's my most popular advice here on Hello Talk? I have one thing that I tell people more than any other advice. I say there's one thing that's so important about language that you must do if you want to feel
You
good.
have to think in English, in a language you're learning.
That's it, man.
That's your
That's it.
advice. Always
That's my
think
big
in
advice.
English.
And so that's what I'm going to tell you is you said you don't have an opportunity to practice. And that's what everybody says. But that's why my theory, my idea, it works. You don't need anyone to practice with, but you do need to think in English. So you just need to, tomorrow, if you're hungry, don't say "ho fame," say "I'm hungry."
That would be cool. But
Okay?
I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, you
I'm
can. Of course you can,
There,
man.
there's, there's an oriental way of thinking, which is meditation of oriental kind of meditation is that of avoid thinking. So that's in contrast with my with my religion. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
So,
You meditate in no,
Marco, okay, but I understand, but you have to think. You think already.
Oh, okay.
You're
I
already
have
thinking
to start.
whether you
So I have
want
to
to
start
or not.
thinking.
Yeah, I'm not telling you to think more. I'm just telling you you already think. Just change the language you think in. That's it. So if you're tired, don't think I'm tired in
I'll try.
Italian. Think I'm tired in English. If you like something, don't think I like that in Italian. Think I like that in English. Okay? Try.
Maybe I can quarrel in English. I
Yeah.
can think and quarrel in English.
Hold on a minute. I'm
So we
sorry.
always have to
My
quarrel.
throat is too dry.
Here in Rome, there is a struggle. Every day a struggle for parking, a struggle for traffic.
Okay,
So
so that's good. So think about it
I,
in English.
I can think that works, but in English.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right,
That's
man.
cool.
That's what
That's
I
cool.
want you to do is every chance that you have to feel something in English, to think it and feel it in English. Because that's the thing, man. Thinking is also feeling. So when you think in English, you're connecting to that language because of the feeling, right? So when you
That,
say, if you say, I love you, Grandma, that's powerful. Those are powerful words when you say that, right? And if you say it in any language, there's a feeling that's connected to that. So when you say it in English, you will now connect it in English with that feeling, and then you'll remember. Okay?
that's cool. You know, my son study drums.
Oh, yeah?
My son studies drums on Saturday. Yes, one day a week he studies drums.
That's great.
1 year and a half he's studying with a cool teacher. He has a cool teacher
That's great. That's great.
here,
Music
here
is
in Rome.
wonderful. Music, everybody should learn a musical instrument. I really
He's
believe
pretty
that.
good. He's pretty good. I
Yeah,
have to say, he's pretty good.
that's great.
Now
Good.
he's starting to do complete songs like AC/DC
Oh, that's good.
and other
That's
simplify. He will simplify because he's eight, as I told you. But he's starting to have some results.
That's good. Good. That's great. Yeah, drums is fun. And drums is also fun because drums is different than many musical instruments. Drums is like exercise and music. You know, you're actually working out. If I practice drums for 2 hours, I'm completely sweaty. You know, it's great exercise, you know? So it's physical.
Sure.
If you play the piano,
It's a cathartic thing. Cathartic. You free
yeah,
yourself.
that's right. Yeah, but it's very physical.
I
Very
have
physical.
excellent vibe for him.
Yeah, yeah, it's
I'm
very.
envious. I'm envious of him.
So do it. Do it with him.
I
You're
don't
never.
have
You're
time.
never too
I have
old.
my
Yeah.
passions. I have my passions.
Okay.
I already have my time occupied for. I'd
Okay.
like to start singing maybe, but I don't have time for that. They're always telling me, do you play something? No, I'd like to start with the guitar, but I started alone, so it's difficult to have a plan to go
Do you know what's great about the guitar?
ahead with that.
I'll tell you what's great about the guitar. The guitar is one instrument that you can play and you can learn it. You can learn how to sound pretty good within 1 year. So if you start playing guitar, if you practice every day, in 1 year, you can play a lot of songs that are on the radio. Now, are you playing perfectly? Maybe not perfectly, but you play music. It sounds good. So, guitar is an instrument that sometimes is a little bit fun to play because you can sound good quickly. Violin, if you learn the violin, nobody sounds good in 1 year. Everybody sounds terrible after 1 year, right? But maybe after 5 years, maybe you sound better on violin, but nobody is great on the violin in the first year.
Now, with all these electrical instruments, you can no
Yeah,
use your headcuffs, so
that's right.
no bother
That's right.
to
You can
others, so
practice without
it's
bothering
easier.
people.
Now
That's
it's
right.
easier. You have violin and also guitar, silent guitar. You can use. I started with the silent guitar, but I'd like to do something a little more complicated things. I'm starting only with, as you said, the simple chords. But
Yeah,
I'd like to do
that's all you need
a
to
little
do.
more
Guess what,
and sing a song.
Marco?
I'd like to sing a song.
In music, in pop music, popular music, most popular songs are only 3 or 4 chords. 90%, 90, maybe 80% of all the songs that were written that are pop songs, they're very simple. They're just 3 or 4 chords. That's it. Okay, like blues music. Blues music is just 3 chords. 1, 4, 5. That's it. Over and over. That's blues. You can play the blues, no problem.
That would be I think a good exercise to practice singing American songs, English
Absolutely.
with English songs. To
Absolutely. It would be. So do it.
that would be a good exercise.
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah.
start. I start.
Do it. Come back and you can sing a song.
Sure, an Italian song.
Yeah,
For
sure.
to begin an Italian song.
Okay.
Tu
The
parli un
only
po' italiano? Capisci un po' italiano?
I only
You have a
know
good pronunciation.
I only know
Sometimes
one
you pronounce
song.
Latin words and Italian words, and you have a good. You're studying. You're studying Italian.
I
Tell me the
studied
truth.
when I was 15. The first language I studied was Latin when I was 15. So I did do 1 year of Latin when I was younger, and I love Italian language. It's the most musical language. You know, when you speak Italian, you can't speak Italian and be boring. Italian is always got passion. Italian always has music to it. You know, bene, bet, grazie mille. Right? You don't just say grazie mille. No, grazie
Grazie
mille.
mille.
You have to.
You can improve. You
There's
can
a.
improve. But your Latin is very good.
Thank you.
Compliments.
Thank you. I'm trying. Yeah. So anyway,
You have a very
I
good
love
Latin.
Italian.
Sometimes I hear you in Latin. You're good. In Italian, just like Super Mario, same little
it's a,
caricature.
it's
But
a little caricature,
your
I
Latin is
know,
very good.
but the caricature is somewhat true. Every language does have a musical sound to it, right? So, for example, Irish, the Irish people, when you speak Irish, if you speak with an Irish accent, if I speak with an Irish accent, I have to make my voice like this. It's got a little bit of a different sound to it. It's got a very different type of music to it. It's up and down and up and down. It's very up and down. That's the Irish. And also Norse. Almost all the Norse languages are like that too. If you live in Sweden or Sweden and Denmark, they like to speak like this. There's a very up and down kind of like this. It's very up and da 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 da. Like that. That's the music of their language. And then Italian has got this very. Italian and Spanish. Italian and Spanish are both very rhythmic because there's so many syllables, right, in a lot of the words. But also, it's very passionate. It's a language that's spoken with passion. There are some languages that you don't have to tell anybody. You have to be passionate to speak that language. But Italian
The, I
and
think the
Spanish,
difficult thing to think in English is that you have to a little change your mind because everybody think a little in the language which
that's
is
right. That's
your
right.
first language.
When
So
you learn
I
a
have to
language,
switch a little and I have to change my way of
that's
thinking
right.
to
That's
think
right.
in English. That's difficult because I'm always thinking in Italian
That's right.
or in I don't know Romance languages
So
that are
Marco,
derived from Latin. So it's
maybe
difficult to think in English for
so
me.
here's what I'll tell you. Try to think in English, but don't worry too much about the grammar yet. Right? Like right now, if you think in English, but you're using Italian word order, right? Maybe the word order is different. You're just translating everything from Italian into English. That's a good start. Okay, it's a good start. Okay, fine. The grammar might not be correct. Maybe the word order is not correct. Whatever. That's fine. But it's still, you're starting the process of getting your brain to use English. All right? Then later, you can say, all right, well, I know I'm not saying this right. Let me figure out how to say
That
it right.
for example, that construction you use right now, no, make your brain to think.
Yes,
That's a different construction. We don't have that.
right,
We we
right.
we can do that.
But
So
that's
it's
okay, though.
difficult to think that way.
That's
I have
okay.
to train.
I understand. But what I'm saying is step one is don't worry too much about the grammar. Step one is just get the words going in your head in English. All right? Just like I speak Chinese. When I speak Chinese, sometimes my grammar is not correct. I know it's not correct. That's okay. I'm just trying to use the words that are vocabulary, that are Chinese vocabulary. And yeah, maybe I'm using some English grammar with it, but nobody cares. They all know what I mean, and they might, maybe they'll tell me, well, you should say this last instead of first, but almost never. Nobody never corrects me.
First of all, the fact that you speak Chinese, that's incredible. So anyway, if you're at a beginner level, it's the same. It's incredible you can speak Chinese. For me,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
I'm starting with,
but again,
I have started with the Japanese grammar because I was curious about it. So I'm at page 50 of this grammar of 350 pages total in English. The grammar is in English,
Hmm.
and it's really cool. It's really hard. I started. I I don't know if I can. I think it's a lifetime struggle,
It is.
but
Here's what I tell everybody about
I
grammar,
try.
Marco.
It's my first Oriental
Marco,
language, and it's
do,
cool.
do you have a table in your kitchen, Marco?
Sure.
And you clean it every day, right?
Mm,
Almost.
oh.
Or
Yes,
you clean it whenever you use it, you clean it, right?
sure. Every
Okay.
morning.
That's
First thing.
that's grammar. Grammar is the table that you have to clean every day. You're never finished cleaning it. It has to be cleaned a little bit every day. That's grammar. Okay? Don't
I
try
hope
to
that day I can. I don't know. Maybe read in Japanese. I don't. I don't think I would have a conversation in Japanese. But I'd like one day to read. To
Okay,
read. I
well,
don't know
then try.
manga. So
You can do
I'd
that.
like
Yeah, you can do that.
to to achieve that. To read in Japanese one day.
All
Maybe
right.
when I was 18. No, 80.
80. Yeah.
80.
Yeah. Well, Marco, you start today and you never know. It might not take that long. Okay? Marco, I got to let you go because I got to talk to some other people here, but it was nice to see you. Nice to
It was
talk
a
to you.
pleasure.
Thank you for
It was
coming
a
on my
pleasure
stage.
speaking to you. I'd like to, in the future, I hope I had some free time to speak to you.
Okay. Well, come back and see me again
I'm always
sometime.
busy with work, with moving here and there in Rome with my son. So nice. It
Okay.
was nice to speak to you.
All right. You too, Marco. Take care, and I'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you. Thank
Bye
you,
bye, my
Mark.
friend.
Bye, teacher Mark.
Okay. Can you get on the microphone? Yes, you can. You just have to raise your hand. Raise your hand. Please tell me a phrase I can use when I want to give courage to someone. Cheer up. It's okay. You'll be fine. Don't worry. It depends on the situation, Anna. You know, sometimes maybe you failed a test. Don't worry. You'll do better next time. You'll do better next time. Don't worry. You'll get them next time. You'll get it next time. Right? We just tell you keep trying. Don't give up. Okay? Anna, the thing I say here is the only way to fail is if you quit. If you quit, you fail. If you didn't quit, you didn't fail. You just are still trying. Thank you, Yuvanel. Yuvanel, sorry, Yuvanel. Let's see. Do I know the meaning of what? Okay. Yes, I have a newsboy hat. You're quitting the stock market? Well, that's a good one to quit. You should quit the stock market. Everybody should quit the stock market. That would be hilarious. If everybody quit the stock market, it would be so funny. Honestly, it would be. Just to see the rich people go, ah. Hello, Chandler. How are you, my friend?
Yeah. How are you, Mr. Mark? Teacher Mark?
I'm fine. And you're in China where? Are you in Beijing or Shanghai, Shenzhen? Where?
In Hangzhou?
Hangzhou.
Hangzhou province.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And what can I do
Yeah,
for you
good evening.
today? How can I help you?
I just heard that you said everybody should quit the stock market.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I was just
I-
joking, but at this point, I just think that, well, the stock market at this point, because of the way the stock market works
Crazy.
in America, I can't speak for all stock markets.
Everywhere,
But,
yes.
but in America, it's just gambling. It's just gambling. It's like going to the casino.
Yeah.
And I don't go to the casino. Why? Because it's gambling.
Yeah. So you're just basically sending money to them, giving money to them. Why don't you just give money directly to them?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, sure. You're placing a bet, And maybe that bet works out sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. But the problem is that the guys who are placing the bets, they make money all the time.
Exactly.
Whether you win or lose, they're winning. That's just like a casino. In America, we say the house always wins. The house is that's the casino. The house is the casino. So that means the casino always wins.
Yeah. Actually, Teacher Mark, I'm going to Las Vegas the next week. And do you suggest like maybe I give a visit to the casino in Las Vegas?
You're going to Vegas? Sure. If you're going to Vegas, then yeah, you should go to the casino because that's part of Vegas, right? That's just an experience, right? Now, if you told me you go to Vegas every week, no, don't go there and gamble every week. But if you're going to travel, sure, fine. Go to like if I go to Macau, fine. If I go to Macau, I'm going to gamble. Fine. But I'm not going to gamble a lot. I'll just go for fun. Take a couple $100, $100 or $200, go and just play with $100 or $200 in the casino. That's it.
Yeah, for the sake of experience.
That's right. Just for fun. That's fine. Okay. But really, the best thing about Las Vegas is the food.
Really? What kind of food?
Because here's what happens. The casinos, they all want you to stay at the casino and gamble. And if you stay there, the longer you play, the more money they make. So what do? They have a restaurant right there in the casino. And it's an amazing restaurant. And it's an incredible restaurant. And it's all you can eat. And it's cheap and luxurious and huge. The biggest buffets you've ever seen in your life are in Vegas.
Wow.
Okay, you have never seen a buffet so big than the Vegas buffets. So you can go there and I don't know, it's like $30 or something like that, and it's all you can eat. You can go back and just keep trying all the different foods. They have Chinese food, they have Indian food, they have Japanese food, they have French food, they have German food, they have every kind of food you can imagine, and it's all amazing and cheap. So that's what I do if I go to Vegas. I eat.
Teacher Mark, is it true that if you make a vocal deal, of a marriage, that you get really married there?
If you
because I saw this.
No and yes. It depends on where you go, right? So Vegas is a place where yes, they have different laws in the state of Nevada for marriage, and you can get married pretty quickly, pretty easily there, and whatever. So what happens is they have all these places that are drive-through weddings. You don't even have to get out of your car. You can stay in your car, and they will marry you. It's really funny. And now, is it real? Some of them are real. Some of them, I think, are just like a joke. Like it's a fun thing to do with your friend, and you say, "Oh, let's get married," But no, there are many people who really do go to Vegas because, weddings are always so stressful, and it's so much money, and so some people they say, "I don't want to do all that. Let's just go to Las Vegas and get married quickly."
Well, is it true in America that if you want to marry some girl, for example, you have to give a large lump of money to that girl? Because in China it is.
No.
It costs half your fortune,
No. I mean,
no.
if you like,
married for love.
So if you want a girlfriend, if you want to get married, you have to give them some money? No. That's a dowry.
Exactly.
That's a dowry. We haven't done that in a long time. That's a long time ago we did that kind of thing. But it wasn't legal. It was just like between families. Right? Like maybe I would go to this family and say, I want to marry this girl. And the father would say, okay, how much money do you have? But that's a long time ago, man. We haven't done that in a long time. I mean, maybe there might be a few people who still do that here, but I think that would be considered pretty weird, mostly. Mostly here, if you want to get married, you get married. Now, after you are married, if you are married to this woman for 50 years or 30 years or 20 years, and she's your wife and she's supporting you and helping you and you're out there working and doing the money, right? Well, then yes, if you get a divorce, She will get
Ah,
half, or probably she'll get half. Why? Because she was half of the relationship. So
after marriage. Yes,
so
after
yeah,
marriage.
if you're married for a long time and you've been there, then yeah, of course you deserve something. You were there. You should get half, right? But
I mean, does a man deserve something when they got married? Maybe the man deserves some half of the fortune from the girl. Is that possible?
I'm sure it's possible, but no, nobody does that. I mean,
Yeah.
Chandler. Let's put it this way.
Okay.
For me, as an American, the way I see it is marriage doesn't have anything to do with money. And if you're thinking about money when you get married, you might be making a mistake. You should be choosing your partner because they're a good partner. And the money part, that's something you figure out together. Right? That's something you figure out together. How are we going to make money? How are we going to share our life together? That's what you do. That's the way we do it,
That-
right?
That's
But
very
again-
ideal. Yes.
Yes, but again, why is it different in China? Why? Do you know why?
So different. I think it's because of the culture. You have to get a big house, a fancy car to marry a girl.
Yeah, but 这是因为你们有很久的传统。
Chantong, it's a very bad tradition. It's
Long
like a big burden on every man's shoulder.
Very,
I
very
got married.
long traditions. So that's the difference. The difference is, Chandler, traditions in China are thousands of years old. Traditions in America aren't even a couple hundred years old. So we can break our traditions very easily because they're not that old. Right?
Yes.
We don't feel like, oh no, we broke a tradition. We've only been doing it for a little time, so it doesn't really matter. And America is also different because America is a place where everybody comes here, right? So when everybody comes here, you bring your traditions here, and we take them. We say, oh, Chinese New Year, I like that. I'll celebrate a Chinese New Year too. Why not?
Yeah, it's more like a hobby thing.
Yeah, like
So not so serious.
well, I won't say not so serious, but just that we appreciate other cultures, so we like to celebrate them too. Sometimes. Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
And there's a girl. She's asking if I plan to get married. Actually, I'm married. My son's in the first grade.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right.
Learn
Marriage is
English.
complicated, man. Marriage is complicated. Anywhere you go, it's complicated. It's a big decision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the marriage rate here is plummeting.
Here too.
Yeah.
Here too.
Here too. You know, the Chinese kids, their life are miserable. And 1 hour ago, there are still many middle school students who study.
I know.
Doing
Yeah.
it.
2016到2020，我就在台湾教英文。
台湾也很卷嘛， like an
Yeah.
how do you say? Introvert.
Well, but the same thing is true. The same thing is true in Taiwan. When I was in Taiwan, the kids, they go to school from morning until afternoon, and then they walk across the street to the Bushiban, where I teach. And now they go to school from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, almost every day. And even in the winter time, in the summertime, they still go to school. So I know that they have a lot of pressure, and they spend all their time studying, and they have to pass tests that are so hard, they're ridiculously hard. So I know,
Yes.
I know a lot, yeah. And most of my students are Chinese. Now, I have some students who are not Chinese, but most of my students are Chinese.
Yeah,
So-
maybe Chinese people are the most, it's an inner competition. They did this to themselves,
Well, yeah. So there's one thing in China that's very interesting. Everybody tries to be really great. So that means everybody tries to get the best grades. Everybody tries to go to the best school, and everybody, has the best. But here's the problem with that. There's a famous guy in America. His name was Rod Serling, and he said, being just like everybody is the same as being nobody.
Yeah, the standard is all lifted up by everybody.
Right. That's right. And that's the problem in China is everybody's got a good grade, everybody's got a good degree, everybody's good. So they're all the
And nobody's
same.
getting good grade.
They're all the same. So it's like no you have
We're on
no,
the same level.
you have no leverage because you're just like everybody else.
Exactly.
You know, but you have
I'm
to make
fortunate
yourself
I
special.
went. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Chandler. Speak.
It's okay. Some crazy parents that let their unborn baby to listen to Mozart music in their bellies, in their wombs.
I know. I know. Yeah, I've seen it. And I had Chinese parents who came to me and said, "Will you teach our baby? He's one." And
He's
I
one.
said, "What do you want me to teach them? This? Should I teach them how to do this? What
They got
should I
some
teach
boogers?
them? Yeah, right. What should I teach a 1-year-old? Yeah, I know the pressure is so much and it's so high and it's a little ridiculous. But I will tell you this. I did learn a very important lesson. When I was there, there were 3 schools I was teaching at the same time. And
In Taiwan?
in Taiwan, yeah. One was like a kindergarten, elementary school bushiban. One was junior high, high school bushiban, and the other one was adults, right?
Wow, your students really range from
Yeah,
toddler to
I've
adults.
taught every level I've taught. And here was the interesting thing: the high school bushiban, the junior high school bushiban that I taught at, the boss there, really wonderful woman. I loved working for her, Justine, and Justina. Her kids did not go to the bushiban.
Wow, he knows the trick,
She's
huh?
the boss.
She knows the trick.
She knows. She knows that no, it's not the best idea to send your kids and make them study. And her kids still got good grades. Her kids still did better. They learned the right way to learn. A lot of people in China,
Yes.
the other problem is everything in China is just memorize. They are not teaching
Very
you.
true.
They're teaching you to pass the test.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
English. Even
That's
if you have been
right.
learning for like 15 years, you cannot still
right.
open.
That's right. So many people in China, they can pass the test, but they can't really speak that well. And that's because they didn't learn the language, they learned the answer for the test. And that's okay. That's what most of my students are, these people. Most of my students are Chinese people who have been learning English for 10, 15, 20 years. But the way they learned was just to pass the test, so they didn't really learn. So now I have to go back and show them the better way to learn.
By opening your mouth.
Well,
like I'm
that's
doing.
one. Yes, that's correct. By opening your mouth and by learning other ways to study that are not based on memorizing. Ways that are
Exactly.
that memorizing doesn't work well because it's so boring. Your brain doesn't like boring things. Of course it doesn't like boring. Nobody likes boring. But your brain loves interesting things. So you have a choice. You can try to memorize, but memorizing is a very inefficient way to learn. So that means that you might memorize it and then forget it. So you have to memorize it again, and then you forget it, then you have to memorize it again. So it's a very inefficient way. Or you can learn it one time, but you have to put a little effort. You have to try and engage your brain. Make your brain excited about what you're learning. Then you only need to learn it once. If you make your brain interested, it will remember.
That reminds me of the word. What's that word? So just mechanically repeat the words that you want to remember. It's starting with the letter R.
Repetition.
Oh yeah, brutal repetition.
Well, yes, there's a brutal repetition would just be a lot of repetition, but rote repetition, rote R-O-T-E is a word.
Yeah, exactly the word.
That's a word. It means a lot of repetitions. Yeah.
Without really thinking.
Yeah, right. Now, there are some times when that does work. There are a few times when repetition is important. But many people, they just always use repetition as their way of learning. Memorization is their way. They start there. That's all. That's not a good idea. No, you have to figure out what you're learning first and then figure out what's the best method to learn this. Don't just use memorizing for everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
They cram for tests, because sometimes it works.
That's right. They're cramming. That's right.
That's right, yes.
That's right. But the cramming is not learning. Cramming is cramming. What does
It's kind of, we said,
cramming...
it's the hug the foot of a Buddha.
Oh, that's an interesting way to say it. That's the way you say it in Chinese? Oh, you hug the foot of the Buddha. That's interesting.
Yes.
All right.
So, to rub some luck from the Buddha. And the next day, it just wears off.
Interesting. So you have to do it again. I see. Interesting. Okay, I like that. So what's my suggestion, Lawrence wants to know?
Yes.
Well, it depends on what you're learning, right? But for example, vocabulary. That's the number one. People usually try to memorize words, right? They memorize vocabulary. But that's a terrible way to learn vocabulary. Okay, so vocabulary, if you want to learn vocabulary, there are 4 great ways to learn vocabulary. One,
I'm gonna write that down.
read.
So read and multiply 10.
Yeah, reading is the number one way that anyone learns vocabulary. Every teacher in America, every teacher, they can tell you which students read and which students don't. It is obvious because the students who read, they have a way better vocabulary. Their language is so much better. It's not even close. If you don't read.
I know.
Now, here's what I tell people. Some people say, I don't like to read. I don't like reading. Reading is boring. So let me ask everybody here one question. If you see a person and you find out that this person can't read, they can't read, how do you feel about a person who can't read?
Illiterate?
Well, yes, but what do you feel about them? How do you feel?
He doesn't have the patience to do anything, right?
And it's sad, right? It's sad when you see somebody who can't read, you're like, wow, that's really sad. You are not able to read? That's so sad. So let me ask you the question. So Joe says reading books is so boring. So here's the question, Joe. What's the difference between someone who can't read and someone who doesn't read?
One is the attitude, one is the ability.
There is no real difference. If you can't read and you don't read, the result is the same. The result is the same. So that's why I read.
Yes.
So let's see. Somebody else wants to come up too. Sure. Chandler, let me let you go, and I'll talk to DT here for a minute. But
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
it was
Thank
a
you for your
pleasure to
time.
see you again, and come back and see me again.
You too.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Take care, my friend. All right, let's talk to DT. I only do one person at a time because it's hard to have 2 people on the stage, I think, myself. Okay, so here's DT. Hello, DT.
Hello guys, nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you too. How are you?
Oh, I think today is never better because it's my first day of starting over a new thing,
Okay, what's the new thing you're
like a new
starting?
skill. I started to learn how to swim,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I first measured some kind of key skill that helped me to swim, not afraid of the water. Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I often talk about swimming here. I talk about swimming is like learning. That when you learn, many people, when they learn, they're afraid to jump in the water. Just like when you swim, you're afraid to get in there. And it's never pretty. In the beginning, it's always ugly. You jump in the water and it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, right? But you do it every day.
Exactly.
And then every day
Exactly.
you get better. And every day it gets more comfortable, right? So it's like learning.
Yes.
Learning is that. You're scared, but you need to jump in. And when you jump in, you will learn. It will be scary, but you'll quickly learn how to swim and then you'll feel better. But you can't feel better until you jump in.
I'd probably say like, and step out, like taking the first step is really crucial, like for us to learn a new skill.
That's right.
Yes, like learning, like learning how to swim is just one simple example. Like just as you said before, like some kind of like learning how to ride a bike. It's just something you said in the live stream, and I can agree more with that.
Yeah,
Like,
I also
that's
use the
the
bike
totally
one too.
the
Bikes
same
and
thing.
swimming are those are the two ones I like to use all the time. Because most people do know how to swim or ride a bike. They know one or the other or both, right? And everybody remembers when you start swimming, nobody's pretty, nobody's good, nobody's comfortable. Everybody is scared when you start swimming. Same thing with the bicycle. When you start on a bicycle, nobody is pretty, nobody looks good, nobody's comfortable. But we all do it,
Yes.
and you get better.
I
It
still
just takes
remember.
time.
I still remember when I first started to like learn how to ride a bicycle. I've got like plenty of like wounds and bruises and scars, and that just makes me like feel better. Like you get more sense of control to that bike, and then you just repeat after it again and again and again and again, and then you will like master it.
Yeah,
So it's the same thing.
yeah, that's right. I usually quote, there's a famous poet from Persia, from the Middle East, and the poet's name is Rumi, and he says, all of your anxiety comes from seeking harmony. Seek disharmony and you will find peace. And what that means is jump in the water. It means
Yes.
you're scared. You're scared. You're scared. Of course, you're scared. But you can't get over being scared unless you jump in. Once you jump in, then you can start being not scared. But until you jump in, you are scared.
Get out of your comfort zone.
That's right. That's right. Comfort zone is never a good thing in learning. Never.
It's frustrating. I mean, I would probably say it will still be frustrating for me. Like when I like talk to myself in English, I feel like, I was so good at speaking English. My Erling is so good. Oh my god, I rock. But when I speak to a native speaker like you, and I feel like I keep making mistakes every second. I just like this is just
不是，不是，我感觉你的英文非常好，你说的非常好，真的。
I'll probably say I was just bold enough to speak every sentence, even if they're just wrong, probably little errors.
I didn't hear many. Maybe a few. Maybe 2 or 3, but nothing big. Okay? Your pronunciation is fine. Your grammar is fine enough. Okay? Could it be better?
Well,
It can be better, sure, but that's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there. I tell everybody that grammar is your kitchen table. And your kitchen table, you have to wash it every day. So it's like grammar. You're never finished with grammar. You just keep cleaning it. Just keep cleaning the table
Yeah, that's
every
true.
day. All right?
I was amazed by the guy before, like Chandler, and yes, his oral English
Yeah,
is
he's got
amazing.
great
Like, it's
oral English.
impressive.
Yeah.
Like one of the most impressive Chinese person, like in my impression. Like I've seldom met some kind of people that can
Well,
speak
they're out there.
English
They are
very
out
good,
there. I have met
very
many
well.
of them. I have met many of them
Yes,
here.
you've met many.
Yeah, so
I-
don't, just believe it. They're there. You can find them.
Yes.
All right? So, DT, do you have any other questions for me or anything else I can help you with today?
Oh, I'll probably say like, can you teach me like how to broaden my kind of I don't know how to say that. Like, if I want to like speak English like faster and like even use English to think, how should I do that?
Did you read my article about how to think in English?
Oh, I watched several videos
No,
like
you need this one. I have an article that I wrote. Now, it's on my blog, and some Chinese people need to use a VPN to see it, but some don't, so I don't know why. I don't know why. Some people can see it, some people can't, but that is my article that I wrote about how to think in English, the way to think in English, and that's the secret, okay? You have to think it every day more than speak it. Thinking is the most important kind of practice you can do. So everybody is talking about reading, writing, listening, and speaking. That's great. But how much thinking are you doing? Because 50% of your practice should be thinking practice. 50%. That's a lot.
yeah, thinking practice.
Okay, so every day you should be thinking in English. Don't think, oh, well, dude's, think I'm hungry. Okay, don't think, well, 要去商店. No, think, I want to go to the store. All right? That's all you have to do is just change your thoughts. And if you don't know how to say it, write it down. 这是你的功课. That's your homework.
Yeah, that
Okay.
makes sense. Like
That's all
I'm
you have
kind
to
of
do.
like the extrovert person, so I like to like I talk to myself a lot in my daily
That's good.
life.
That's good.
It just it makes me feel like seems like strange like to other strangers like I'm kind of like the weirdo. I just sing to myself and talk to myself, and I just do that a lot, like even every second, because my major is interpreting, so I have to practice it more.
That's true. Yeah, to be an interpreter, you have to have really good English, and that's going to take some time, but you'll get there. You'll get there. All
Yes,
right?
I think I still have like super long way to go. I want to like speak like 99% like similar to the native speaker, but I still have super long way to go, which is frustrating. But I just like I may never arrive that aim, but I just think like learning English, the process makes me like feel enjoyable. Like
Well, just
English is not only
remember
my
that
hobby, it's my passion.
remember that language is there to show expression and feeling. Expression and feeling are not exact. They're not exact. They're kind of vague. So, what that means is when you are a translator, part of your job is to say, what does this person feel? This person feels something and they want to express it to this person, and I have to translate. I have to make them feel it, not just understand it. That's a very important difference, because if you're only translating, then you're just going to translate the words, but the words are not always what's important. The feeling is what's important. This is so true because, for example, this is a little bit political, but I'm going to say it because it's so funny. For example, whenever America goes to Russia to talk to Putin, there's a translator. And I have Russian friends.
Yes, of course
And
there should be.
my Russian friends have told me that the things that Putin says and the things that the translator says, not the same thing at all. Putin is saying something a lot more strong, but the translator will make it more weak.
Yeah.
Because they're deliberately trying not to say what's so strong that he's saying, right? So it's an example of how it's the feeling. That's what's so important is what feeling are you trying to translate? That's what's so important. Yeah.
Feelings matters a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like being a translator is not only about like speaking English. It is also about like build a bridge between two cultures.
That's
and
correct.
Let like two sides people understand each other, comprehend with each other.
That's right.
So that's kind of like a skill that I should like
Yeah.
put myself in.
That's right. But that's a skill you can learn even in your own language. Because even in Chinese, there are some times when you see two people and they're trying to talk to each other, but they're not saying it very well. But you can have a third person who will say, wait a minute, I know
Yes.
what you want. you want this and you want this, but you're not talking about it the right way. Let's talk about it the right way. And then we can find an answer, right? That's translating too. And it's the same thing. You're saying you both want something, but you're not talking about it the right way and you're not understanding each other. Let me help you understand each other. That's what a therapist does. That's what a therapist does. If you have like a marriage counselor, that's what they do is they say, wait a minute, you two are having trouble because your communication is bad. You're not talking to each other the right way. So sometimes a counselor for couples, they're just a translator. That's all they are. They're just a translator. They're helping the woman talk to the man and the man talk to the woman and helping them understand each other better. So
Yeah, that's true. That
so
makes
that's what
sense.
translating is. It's not just about the words, it's about the feeling.
Yeah, the feelings,
Yeah,
different cultures.
that's
Like,
right.
Another question that I want to ask, guys, is learning English songs really helps like improve your oral English.
Does it? Yes, but no. Yes and no. English songs are fun, so because they're fun, that means they're a good way to learn. Okay? But you need to remember that songs are art. Songs are not academic. So what that means is many, many, many songs do not have proper grammar. Many, many, many songs do not use correct English when they speak. For example, there's a very old jazz song. It's a jazz song, and the name of the song is It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. Do-ah, 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 do-ah. And it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Ain't is not a correct
Yeah, I
English
got that.
word, but it's the song, right? So
But you see,
go ahead.
uh, I mean, you see, many English songs, they use some kind of informal English.
Yeah, informal,
It is
casual
not
slang.
grammatically correct.
That's right. Yeah,
It's
that's
not-
exactly right.
It may not be grammatically correct,
Right.
but it's common used
Right.
in daily life. In
That's right.
American culture.
That's
And
why, like
also,
I said, they
lyrics
can
are-
be great. They can be fun. Songs can be music is a wonderful way to learn anything. But you just need to remember that sometimes the things that you're learning, those are very informal. You're
Yes,
not learning
informal.
grammar when you learn a song. There's no grammar. Don't think about grammar when you're listening to music. That's not what you're learning. Okay?
So what if I just want to improve my speaking skills, how to speak out the sentence more fluently and more fast? I
Well,
think
you already sound pretty
learning
good
English songs,
to me, but
learning English song really helps me.
it's all about thinking first. DT. Great
Thinking
language is about great thinking. So, almost every idea that I have here, everything that I teach, these are not things that I just make up now. These are things I have thought about a lot. I've thought about them for years sometimes. Some of these ideas I started thinking about when I was 19 years old, and I'm 50 now. So I've been thinking about them for a long time. And when you think about them over the time, your ideas change and you get better. You think about it better, more and more clearly each time. So
Yes.
great words begin with great thoughts. You must think first. And for translation, it's also the same thing. So sometimes I think about something in English and then I think, oh, 中文怎么说? You know, I'll be
Yeah.
like, how do I say that in Chinese? How would I say that in Chinese? And it's a good practice for me. So I'll think of the idea first. I'll think of the concept first. And then I'll
Yes.
try to think, how do I say this in another language? So you can think about that in Chinese
Yeah,
first,
first.
then
Think
think,
first.
all right, now how do I explain this? Because guess what? Being a teacher is a lot like being a translator. Because that's what I have to do. You don't understand something. So now I have to explain it to you in a new way so you do. That's translating. That's what I do. You know, so that means you have to listen, you have to pay attention, and you have to remember that everybody has a different problem. So every person that you help, you can't treat them just like the other person you helped. They all have different problems. Just like every student in my classroom is different. So I have to teach English to everybody, but everybody's going to learn it a little bit differently. So I need to remember that as a teacher, I have to translate it differently for them and them and them.
Yes.
Right?
I just want to say, like, after I graduated from my high school, first started to pay attention to oral English, and choosing an English song for me to sing is the first step that I took out. So I mean, like, learning English matters a lot for me, and like, I've been studying all the professional English in my university, so I want something fun. So I've learned like over 150 pieces like English songs.
That's
I can
great. That's great. Yeah.
I just want to proudly say I can sing them from the very beginning to the very end, like just like the native speaker do. And I just want to share with you guys that if you don't know how to start improving your oral English, just try this. Like learning new English songs. And the very first English songs that I learned is Charlie Puth's like "We Don't Talk Anymore." It's the very
we don't
first
talk
English
anymore.
song.
We don't talk. Yeah, sure.
We
That's a
don't
good
talk
one.
anymore.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've played drums to that one on live
We got this
stream.
trickiest part.
Sure.
Trickiest part is that every now and then I think you might want me to like just show
Yeah.
that.
Right.
And after I measure this complicated part, I can master this whole song. And I
Yeah.
started to pay attention to the rap one.
Do you know there is another reason why I tell people that learning songs is a good way to help their English, because some people have a real problem with connected words in English, right? Connecting them smoothly so it sounds good. But when you sing, you always connect words smoothly. So all you need to do is sing, right? So if I say, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, all of those make it just funkaida. all of them are separated, right?
Yes.
But if I sing it, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, now they're all connected and they're smooth because it's music. That's another
Yes,
good
words
reason to
shouldn't
learn
be
songs.
separated,
Yeah,
especially in the song.
that's right. Yeah. So, DT, you sound great. Just remember that. How old are you? What are you, 18, 19?
21.
21. Okay, so you're still very young, okay? And you're doing really well for as young as you are. So remember this.
Yes.
One of the most important parts about language is a performance. 就是那个表演. Okay? And
Performance.
to be a performer, you must be confident. So
Sometimes I think I was being exaggerated.
that's okay. Exaggerating is good. It's like acting. Actors also exaggerate everything, right? So when you're in front of people and you're trying to speak, you have to be confident. Like, for example, if I play the song Furelise, everybody knows the song Furelise, right? Right? And if it's beautiful, then it's beautiful and everybody loves it. But if I'm not confident, when I play it, doesn't sound good. It's not confident. You don't sound confident. You can't make it good. Language is the same. If I don't believe it,
Yes.
how are you going to believe it? If I don't think it sounds good, why are you going to think it sounds good? So the first thing you have to do is you must remember that music and words have no life until you give them life.
Yes. So yes, I did use lots of the like phrases in the songs that used in the daily lives, and I think that they matches perfect, which
Good.
is what I am satisfied about.
That's good. That's good. You're doing great. You're doing great. You just need to keep going. 加油，手能生巧.
Yeah. Thank you. So I'm gonna give chances to other people. Like
Okay, wonderful.
everybody deserves the opportunity to
Sure.
practice their oral English.
Well, it was great to talk to you, DT. Come back and see me again sometime, okay?
I will.
Okay, take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Yeah, take care. You too.
All right. Let's see. Let me go back and make sure I didn't miss any comments here. Lawrence said, when I read a book, I face a lot of unknown words. I feel very bored and annoying. So, Lawrence, if you're a beginner or intermediate, then maybe don't read books. Read short stories instead. Okay? Because a short story is very short. So, even if there are many new words, it's a short story. You can handle that. So, where do you find short stories? Go here, eslfast.com. That website has about 3,000 or more short stories for beginner to intermediate level. Free. Completely free. All right? So, go read there. All right? Movies are better to learn new words and phrases. Nora, if that were true, Nora, where are you from? I don't recognize that flag. What is that flag? I can't see it. It's so small. Hungary. Ah, okay. So if I want to learn Hungarian, are they going to play Hungarian movies for me? If I take a class on Hungarian, are they going to play Hungarian movies? Is that what they're going to do? Why not? Because it's not the best way. It's a way. It's a way. All right? Yeah, watching TV and movies can be a way to learn some English, but it's not the best way. If it were the best way, then every language class would just play movies. All right? If you take a language class, they would just play movies the whole time, if that were the best way. But they don't, because it's not. Okay? Reading is important for learners, but words with no right sounds could be misleading you. Well, Joe, that's because we live in a wonderful world now where you have audio books, where you can listen and read at the same time, so you can hear the words. Okay? Well, you did say movies are better to learn words and phrases, and that depends on the movie, and it also depends on what you're trying to learn. Okay? If you're trying to learn academic English, then no, movies are not the best way. All right? If you're trying to learn casual English, common English, sure, movies are a pretty good way. Some movies, not all movies. Okay? If you've studied English for a long time, movies are nice to pick some expressions or words, but not right. That's right, Nora. So, again, they're good for learning some vocabulary and some phrases if you're trying to learn casual common language. Then yes, casual common. Sure, that's a pretty good way. But you have to choose the right show. You have to choose the right movie, too, right? Like, I love movies about dragons and science fiction stuff, right? That's great. I love those. But they're not that good for learning English, okay? But if you watch a movie about family and friends and work and real life, probably that movie is great for vocabulary, all right? Everyday English, you mean the book? Or are you just talking about common English? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's common English. That's most of the time. That's common English. But in general, I tell everyone here, you should learn the proper way to speak before you learn the improper way to speak. And that's kind of what you do. If you're learning a language, you should focus on the rules and the right way to do it first. And then after you have some stability, after you feel like, okay, I think I can do this, you feel good, then you can actually focus more on the other things, okay? Common English and phrasal verbs and slang and things like that, okay? That's right, correct input is correct output. That's one way to say it. Yeah. All right, but if you want to know what the best way to learn English is, the best way to learn English is to come here and watch me. And I'm going to give you, here is my YouTube channel where I have all my YouTube videos about English. Here is my website about English, and here is my blog about English. Okay, if you want to buy lessons from me, you can buy lessons from me on my website. You can also study English there too. All right? And let me give you a few articles from my blog that will get you started. Okay, so here is one article about how to think in English. All right? So there's an article to get started. How do you think in English? Read that article. Here is another one. This one is about, let's see, the 8 parts of language. You need to know what the 8 parts of language are so that you can study. All right, so there's the 8 parts of language. And then the final article I'm going to give you is about vocabulary and how to learn vocabulary the right way, how to have a system. So this is the third one about vocabulary. Read those 3 articles, and that will give you a big head start. All right? All right. Oh, and Nora, by the way, Nora, do you know what a transcript is, Nora? Transcript. Do you know that? Okay, good. So that's one nice thing about American TV shows and movies and podcasts. If it's a major movie, major podcast, or major TV show, everyone has a free transcript that you can get. So what is a transcript? The transcript is all the words they say in that TV show or movie. It's the subtitles, but you can hold it. You can look at it. You can study it. You can write notes on it. You can circle vocabulary words and phrases that you like. So if you are trying to learn English using TV and movies, then get the transcript. They're all there. And then you can make notes and really study. So if you're just watching the TV show and hoping you remember, you're not really studying, you're just watching a movie. But if you do it this way, if you get the transcript and you make notes, then now you're really studying. Okay? Hello, Irfanullah from Pakistan. I am steamed. I am steamed usually means I'm a little upset, I'm a little mad. I'm steamed. He's steamed means he's a little upset, he's a little mad. Okay? Or sometimes people think it means really mad, but usually, in my opinion, it's not that strong. Or just start reading books that really interest you if you already know basic English. That's true. That's another way. Like, if you've read a book in German, right? You're German, fine. You already know this book in German, so try reading it in English now. If it's a book you like and you already know, it'll be much easier, right? That's another good trick, too, Mari. Thank you. Danke. Danke schön. All right. You can go to Notebook LM of Google and paste the YouTube link. It gives you the complete transcript. Okay, there you go. That's how I learned really good English in a few months. All right. But, Mary, let me correct you. That's how you learned English really well in a few months. Okay? Waleed, have you ever seen those old cartoons, Waleed, where the cartoon character gets really angry and then the steam comes out their ears? The steam is like coming out their ears. Have you ever seen the cartoons like that? That's steamed. You're angry. All right. English is your fourth language. Well, you're doing much better than I am. You're doing much better than I am, Mari. So don't worry about it. But I just gave you a small correction, that's all. Especially if you're going to say something like, my English is really good. You can say, my English is really good, or you can say, I have learned English really well in a few months. Okay? Both are fine. Is it possible to be fluent from music or movies? It's possible. It's possible I could walk from here to California. It's possible that a piano might fall on my head. It's possible that maybe next year the world will end. It's possible. So is it possible to learn English from just movies and music? Sure, it's possible. Just because something is possible does not mean it's a good idea or the best idea. Okay? Would I recommend watching cartoons or anime in English to learn English? I recommend that you do anything that you can do to help you with English. So if you have two people and they both have to go up a mountain, okay? They both have to get to the top of the mountain. One guy only has a bottle of water, but the other guy, he has a bottle of water and snacks, and he has a GPS, and he has a map, and he has a guide, and he took a class about the mountain, and he's been studying this mountain. He read 3 books about this mountain, and he saw 10 videos about this mountain too. So who do you want to be? The guy with the bottle of water, or the guy with the mountain who knows the videos and the books and the guide and the teacher and the class and the map and the GPS? Which one do you want to be? If you are learning, then you should use every possible way to learn that you can. Why would you limit your learning? Don't limit your challenges. Challenge your limits. Let me say that again. Don't limit your challenges. Challenge your limits. Do you understand what that means? Don't limit your challenges by saying, can I do it with just this much? Can I be this lazy? Is it possible if I'm this lazy to do it? Why argue about what you can possibly do by being lazy, instead of arguing about what you could do if you weren't lazy? Okay? How to express yourself in this situation. I was burned like metal and you got... Waleed, I don't really know what you're trying to say. You're trying to talk about... I know what you're trying... You're trying to make a metaphor about the process of hardening steel, which I know you saw that in another one of those man sites where they talk about how to make steel hard, you have to put it through fire and you have to beat it with a hammer. And they talk all like manly. I've seen those. Still not right. It's called quenching the steel. To quench the steel is when you take it out of the fire and you put it into the cold oil. Usually it's oil. Sometimes it's water, but usually they use some kind of oil to cool the sword or steel. You can get high scores in English exams, but you find it difficult to speak English fluently. Richard, Richard, 这是因为你常常用你的中文脑，可是你不常用你的英文脑。这是为什么？The piece of metal. Yeah, I'm still not quite sure what you mean, Waleed. I'm sorry. What's the best way to learn English, in my opinion? The best way to learn English, or anything, the best way to learn is every way. When you ask the question, what's the best way to learn, you're thinking that the answer is one thing. That's why you're wrong. The answer is not one thing. The answer is everything. If I want to learn something, I'm not going to learn it with just one way. I'm going to learn it with any way I can. So I get apps and books and videos and friends and teachers and relatives and anything I can find, podcasts and live streams and anything I can find to help me learn, I'm going to get it. All right? So the best way to learn is every way. If you don't have any friends to speak with in English, start describing your day in English. Or, like I said, Mari, my secret is you just need to think in English. That's all. Give you some tips that are useful as an English teacher. Come here and watch me regularly. Many teachers watch me around the world. Okay? I have about 88,000 followers here. I answer questions all the time here. Come watch. Okay? I'm not the greatest teacher in the world. No, I'm not. But I'm okay. I've been doing it a long time. So maybe some things that I do, you might want to watch and learn. Maybe. Okay? What's my take on practicing English with AI? I think it's great. Again, you should do it. Okay? How can you think in English? Richard, 明天如果你肚子饿，你需要想什么？ I'm hungry. 明天如果你很累，你需要想什么？ I'm tired. 这些很简单。Okay? 可以，你可以。Okay? Can you say you got quenched? If you say you got quenched, no, Waleed, when we say quench for people, that is usually the word we say when you're really thirsty. If you're really thirsty and you drink something, it quenched your thirst. So your thirst was like the fire, and the water that you drink is quenching the fire in you. Okay, so when we say quench with people, usually that's talking about being thirsty or a feeling, like it quenched my need to practice more, or it quenched my need to do something. It quenched my feeling about something. Okay? You've been living in Toronto for 4 years, but your English is still not very good. That's why you're starting college this year. Good for you, Hasim. You'll be fine. In college, you'll learn quickly, I'm sure. I did the same for Chinese, okay? It'll be hard. It will be hard and challenging, but it will be really good. And after you do 6 months in a college, you'll feel so much better about your English, okay? Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, Waleed, but there are not really any perfect English words to describe that for a human. Okay? It's not a perfect way to describe it. You can keep trying and see if you come up with something. That's language. That's what we do. But the way you're trying to describe it is not really working. Okay? You understand, but you can't speak confidently. That's because, again, you just don't think in English. If you think in the language, then you can speak it. But if you never think it, then of course you can't speak it. So when you learn a language, you must learn how to read, you must learn how to write and listen and speak. But if you can't think, then how can you speak? If you can't think, then how can you listen? If you can't think, then how can you write? If you can't think, then how can you read? Okay? What method did I use to learn Chinese? The same methods that I'm telling you. Everything that I did is what I'm telling you for English. All right? The same methods that I used for Chinese are what I am teaching you for English. Okay? Hasim says, I spent time with my own community and never made friends with foreigners or Canadians. That was my biggest mistake. And that happens so often, man. So often. Yeah, that's a huge problem. When you move to a new country, it's uncomfortable. So what do? You look for all the people like you. You look for all the other Turks or all the other people who are the same community. And then you spend all your time with them. And then you don't learn anything. That's right. Yeah. All right. That's right. You're hungry. You want to eat hamburgers. That's right. That's what you should think tomorrow. All right? All right. Good luck, Richard. Take care. I'm learning English not just for exams. I should focus on practicing, more on practicing speaking first. Jack, if you're learning, don't think about tests at all. Just think about learning. All right? So, what is your goal, Jack? What's your goal? Why are you learning English? What do you want to do with your English? Do you want to go to school to study? Do you want a better job? Do you want to travel? Why are you learning English exactly? It matters. If you know why you're learning, then you can figure out how to learn. All right? But first, you must know why. What's the goal? Okay? Where do I teach? I teach here. Right here. And I have a YouTube. Here's my YouTube. And here is my website. And here is my blog. And English Lover, go read my blog. Most of those will be very good for you as a teacher. Okay? There's even one article about teaching. There. Okay? All right, guys, guess what? I have been here for 3 hours and 17 minutes today. Can you believe that? 3 hours and 17 minutes. Man, too long. Way too long today. So, I'm going to go here in a minute. But here is, once again, yeah, there's my YouTube, there's my website, and there's my blog, right? I've been on Hello Talk for more than 12 years. I've been here on this app for more than 12 years. I've been live streaming here for more than 5 years, and I was the first person that they asked to live stream. Okay? I have done more than 1,200 live streams. 1,200, more than that here. More than 2,200 hours of teaching. Okay? I have 88,000 followers. And this is my job. I teach. And I don't teach for the money. No teacher teaches for the money. We teach because we love to teach. That's why I teach. Okay, so I am here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I am here. Morning, in the morning. When is it? I don't know. It depends on the day. I'm a busy guy. So sometimes in the morning I start at 9, sometimes I start at 9:30, sometimes I start at 10:30. All right, but I'm here almost every day. Maybe I take a day off because I'm sick or I'm busy or I'm tired or I need a break, but I'm usually here. All right? And if I'm not here, you can go to my YouTube channel and watch videos and study. Now, I will tell you, many people do not go to my website, or I'm sorry, they don't go to my YouTube. They don't use my YouTube. And the reason why is because, like today's video is 3 hours and 20 minutes. That's a long video. And most YouTube videos, the YouTuber, they'll go and they cut the video into small little parts, right? They make it 1 minute or 3 minutes. They make it nice and easy for you. Guess what? I'm not going to do that for you. If you want my answers, then go get them. Don't be so lazy. Okay? If you want my answers, they are on the video. Just go watch. But if you are so lazy that you won't go watch my video because it's too long, well, then I can't help you. Because I don't help lazy people. All right? All right, I'm welcome to China. I appreciate that. I one day I hope to travel around mainland China. I have never visited India either. That's right, you have to be go-getters. That's right, that's what I'm trying to teach. I don't want to make it that easy for you. A good teacher should make it super easy, because then you'll never try. You know? All right, my YouTube, I'll give it to you one more time. There's my YouTube, there is my website, and there is my blog. Okay? Now, I really must go. I need to break. It's been 3 hours and 20 minutes. Okay? So, over in my YouTube, I hope I didn't miss anybody over here. I did. I'm so sorry. The voice is so low and not clear. Interesting. And yes, it's a very long live stream. Alyssa, are you still there, Alyssa? She's probably busy. I think she's busy. Okay, so I'll ask her later. Anyway, all right. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right? Bye.